All-Winners Squad. The All-Winners Squad was Marvel's, then Timely Comics' first major post-war superhero team, forming in the spring of 1946. After the dissolution of the wartime super teams the Invaders and Liberty Legion, the world still faced threats from organized crime, Cold War saboteurs, and rogue Axis sympathizers. Recognizing the need for a continued heroic presence, the most prominent heroes of the era united to form a new alliance to protect the fragile peace. The team's purpose was to serve as the primary guardians of justice in the United States during the uncertain period immediately following World War II. They transitioned from fighting a global war to combating domestic crime syndicates, emerging supervillains, and threats to the nation's stability, acting as a symbol of enduring heroism for the American public. The roster was a who's who of Golden Age legends. The team was co-led by the Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America, and his steadfast sidekick Bucky. They were joined by the android Human Torch and his young partner Toro. The powerful and imperious king of Atlantis, Nama the Submariner, served as the group's powerhouse. The lineup was rounded out by the patriotic heroine Miss America and the super speedster known as the Whizzer. Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight was not a team formed by chance, but a deliberate creation of the Canadian government. They were established by Department H, a clandestine branch of Canada's Ministry of Defence, as part of a tiered program to develop and manage the nation's superhuman assets. The program's first graduate, Wolverine, went rogue, and the team that would become Alpha Flight was first assembled with the specific mission of retrieving him from the X-Men. Alpha Flight's official mandate is to be Canada's premier superhero team, acting as the nation's first line of defense against any and all superhuman, mystical, and extraterrestrial threats. They protect Canadian sovereignty and often deal with uniquely Canadian dangers, including powerful mythological beings drawn from the folklore of the nation's Indigenous peoples. The classic team was led by the brilliant scientist James MacDonald Hudson, who wore an advanced cybernetic battlesuit as Guardian. After his apparent death, his wife, Heather Hudson, took up the mantle of Vindicator. The core roster included the powerful mutant twins Northstar and Aurora, who possessed powers of light and flight, the diminutive amphibian Marina, the scientist Walter Lankowski, who could transform into the giant orange beast Sasquatch, and the saucy shaman Michael Tuyingmen, known simply as Shaman. The mysterious demigoddess Snowbird, who could transform into any animal native to Canada, was also a key member. Alpha Primitives. The Alpha Primitives are a genetically engineered subspecies of the Inhumans, created centuries ago by the Inhuman scientist Avadar. Using the powerful Terrigen crystals, he engineered a race of physically strong but intellectually limited clones designed for a single purpose: servitude. They were bred in hatcheries and forced to live and work in the subterranean caverns beneath the Inhuman city of Attilan. Their sole purpose, as dictated by their Inhuman masters for millennia, is to be a worker race. They perform all the manual labor and menial tasks necessary to maintain the advanced and complex infrastructure of Attilan. This system frees the Inhumans to pursue their cultural and scientific ambitions, but it is built upon a foundation of genetically enforced slavery. The Alpha Primitives are a collective, not a team of individuals, and generally lack unique names or personalities. Their history is defined by the figures who have sought to control them. The most significant of these is Maximus the Mad, the villainous brother of the Inhuman King Black Bolt. Maximus has frequently manipulated the Alpha Primitives, inciting them to riot and revolt against the Inhuman royal family as part of his countless schemes to usurp the throne of Attilan. Anachronauts. The Anachronauts are the personal honor guard of the time-traveling tyrant, Kang the Conqueror. Each member is a formidable warrior plucked from their respective historical timeline by Kang at the precise moment of their greatest defeat or death. Kang saved them, offering them a second chance at life and glory in his service. In return, they gave him their fanatical and unwavering loyalty. The team's purpose is to serve as Kang's elite strike force and the protectors of his city out of time, Chronopolis. They carry out his will across the time stream, enforce his rule within his domain, and battle his many enemies from the Avengers to rival temporal warlords. They are living weapons, loyal only to the master who saved them from oblivion. The Anachronauts are a diverse collection of historical warriors. The most prominent member is often the Black Knight of the 12th century. The group's ranks have included Apocryphus, a swordsman from ancient Rome, Tindar, a Viking berserker, Thurk, an ancient Greek strongman, Ra, a hunter from a distant future, and Al-Qida, a Saracen warrior from the time of the Crusades, all united in their devotion to Kang. Ancient Avengers. Avengers of 1 million BC. This prehistoric team was assembled 1 million years in the past when a diseased and unstable celestial crashed on Earth, threatening the planet's nascent life. A young, brash Odin, then wielder of Mjolnir but not yet All-Father of Asgard, realized the threat could not be faced alone. He traveled the globe gathering Earth's earliest superpowered beings to form a primal alliance, the first of its kind. The team's immediate purpose was to confront and defeat the fallen Celestial. After a brutal battle, they succeeded, burying the cosmic being's body deep beneath what would one day become South Africa. Having saved the world, the group disbanded, but their legend served as a spiritual and historical precedent for the formation of the modern Avengers, proving that when a threat is too great for any one hero, they must unite. The team was led by the Asgardian Odin. His allies included the first human host of the Phoenix Force, Agamotto, who would become Earth's first Sorcerer Supreme, the first Ghost Rider, a human who rode a flaming woolly mammoth, the first Black Panther, chieftain of the Wakandan Panther tribe, the first Iron Fist, a woman who mastered the Kai of Shulao the Undying, and the first wielder of the Starbrand power, a caveman who struggled to control the planet's ultimate defense mechanism. Annihilators. The Annihilators were formed in the aftermath of a series of devastating galactic wars, most notably the Annihilation Wave, the Phalanx conquest of the Kree, and the War of Kings, that left the cosmic landscape scarred and vulnerable. Recognizing that the galaxy's heroes were always reacting too late, Cosmo the Space Dog, the telepathic security chief of the Noha Station, proposed the creation of a proactive team of cosmic heavyweights whose very existence would act as a deterrent. The Annihilators are not a reactive superhero team, they are a proactive force for galactic stability. Their mission is to identify and neutralize universe-level threats before they can escalate into full-blown catastrophes. They use their overwhelming power to enforce peace, intimidate would-be tyrants, and act as the ultimate cosmic deterrent. The roster was deliberately chosen to include some of the most powerful and respected figures in the galaxy. The team consisted of the Silver Surfer, former Herald of Galactus, Ronan the Accuser, the supreme lawman of the Kree Empire, Gladiator, the immensely powerful leader of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard, Quasar Wendell Vaughn, the protector of the universe and wielder of the quantum bands, and Beta Ray Bill, the Corbinite champion worthy enough to wield his own enchanted hammer, Stormbreaker. Asgardians. The Asgardians are not a team, but an ancient and powerful race of extra-dimensional beings from the realm of Asgard, one of the 9 realms of Norse cosmology. They are the beings who were worshipped as gods by the Vikings of ancient Scandinavia. They are incredibly long-lived, and their society is built upon a foundation of honor, battle, and magic. Their origins trace back to the All-Father Beri, whose descendants, including Odin, established the Golden City of Asgard. The collective purpose of the Asgardian race is to maintain the stability and safety of the 9 realms, a cosmic structure of which Asgard is the nexus and Earth, or Midgard, is a key part. As a society of noble warriors, they often see themselves as the protectors of the realms, fighting against frost giants, fire demons, dark elves, and other cosmic threats. The Asgardians are ruled by an All-Father, most famously the wise and powerful Odin. His most famous son is Thor, the god of thunder, who has sworn to protect Midgard and is a founding member of the Avengers. Other prominent Asgardians include Thor's cunning adoptive brother, Loki, the god of mischief, Odin's queen, Frigga, the fierce warrior goddess Sif, the all-seeing guardian of the Bifrost Bridge, Heimdall, and the inseparable trio known as the Warriors Three, Fandral the Dashing, Hogun the Grim, and the boisterous Volstagg the Valiant. Atlanteans. Homo Mermanis. The origins of Marvel's Atlanteans trace back nearly 20,000 years to the vibrant, surface-dwelling continent of Atlantis. During an event known as the Great Cataclysm, celestial activity caused the continent to violently sink beneath the waves. A small number of human survivors were found by ancient inhuman geneticists, who altered their physiology, transforming them into a new species capable of surviving in the deep ocean. This new race, the water-breathing Homo Mermanis, built a new capital city, also named Atlantis, on the ruins of the old. They evolved over millennia into a powerful, technologically advanced, and isolated underwater civilization, recognizable by their distinct blue skin. As a civilization, the primary purpose of the Atlanteans is the preservation and defense of their kingdom and their way of life beneath the sea. Historically, they are deeply isolationist and harbor a profound distrust of the surface world, which they blame for the original cataclysm and for the ongoing pollution of their ocean domain. Their external purpose often reflects the will of their ruler. Under a peaceful monarch, they remain hidden, but under an aggressive one like Nama, their purpose can expand to include the militant protection of all oceans, often leading to direct and brutal conflict with the surface nations. The Atlanteans are a race, not a team, but their society is defined by its powerful royal figures and military leaders. Their most famous member and sovereign ruler is Nama the Submariner, a unique human-Atlantean hybrid. His hybrid nature grants him abilities far beyond those of a normal Atlantean, including flight and immense strength, and accounts for his flesh-toned skin, which sets him apart from his blue-skinned subjects. Other key figures include his royal cousin Namora and her clone Namorita, both powerful hybrids in their own right. Nama's rule is often challenged by the powerful barbarian warlord Atuma, who leads a rival tribe. Throughout history, Nama's court has included trusted advisors like the Lady Dorma, his first love, and the ambitious General Krang, who has served as both a loyal commander and a bitter rival for the throne.